Well, all good things must come to an end, right? So the green streak ended today. Hey, fellow traders, it's Black Coffee Trader. It is Wednesday, July the 30th, and we had a little bit of a red day today. No big deal. I did it to myself. I was stupid. I'll show you. I'll show you what I did, but kept the loss to a minimum, and that's really what I wanted to do. Down $150 per account on the two Tradeify accounts, and 144 was the net result on the PA on Apex. So that's that. On the eval side, had an okay day. Definitely was a little bit, I tilted a little bit here on the FOMC news in this consolidation, and I might have blown a few evals. So just full disclosure, that we could have lost a few, but we also passed one measly one. I really wasn't trying to pass too many of them, but I was full porting a couple and lost a few of them, and then passed this one. So we got one. On these 150K evals, I just took a couple trades early this morning. Was shorting the market prior to the open. Ended up with 15 to 1900 in profit there. Left that alone. Had a nice little day here. I think I may have traded these yesterday or the day before, so we're basically up 1,000 on this group of 5. The Alpine account, which is something we're trying to monitor, we're up 20, almost 2,600, slowly but surely. Got one here that's up 1,000. Again, I was kind of just trading them, however, during the day here today, but had a green day on the evals, with exception to the ones that we lost. But we had more profits in winnings than we did on the ones that we blew. So we did have a green day on the evals. So it is what it is. Evals are evals, but want to share that. What matters is the funded accounts. The other thing I'm going to do, Tradeify has that 35% off sale. I am not an affiliate with Tradeify. I wish I was. I need to try to get to be an affiliate with them. But in any case, I will be buying a couple more straight to funded accounts, because that sale that they've got going on right now, 35% off, is really, really worth it. You can get a 50K for $250. If you blow a couple evals or reset it a couple of times before you pass it and then pay the activation fee, you might as well go straight to funded. So on the straight to funded side, got to make 3,000 before you get to a payout, instead of the 2,000 or 2,100 that it is with the eval to funded accounts. But I'm okay with that. So in any case, on the eval front, I do have a Tradeify account here that's at 1,900 in profit. So I got about $1,000 to go, and then I'll have that one. And my thought process is, if I have two of them, I have two funded accounts. So if I buy two more, I'll have 4. And if I pass that last one, I'll have 5. And 5 is the max that you can have with Tradeify. The other thing too is Tradeify is the only prop firm that I have not yet gotten a payout with. All other prop firms that I have traded, I have gotten payouts. UProfit, Apex, Take Profit Trader. Traded with all 3 of those. So we got payouts with all 3 of those. I just have not done it yet with Tradeify. So I'm really trying to do that. So anyway, that's that. Let's get into today. Let me think. I took 2 trades. The first one was a break and retest long this morning off of the 2266 on the Russell. Let's take a look at that. That is right here, 2260, right there. So this morning we retested that break and retest. I was looking for the long trade, and took that. Very happy with the trade. Patient, waited for my entry. Had a nice couple of wicks there testing that on the green wick. Entered that trade. Took 3 contracts off here. This was 2 contracts. This was another one. I was in with 6 micros. So I was out with a little bit of profit there. Then we had the big pullback. Wasn't as big on the Russell as it was on, for example, like I think the NASDAQ. Yeah, I had a pretty deep pullback. But I noticed that all markets were starting to pull back, and I almost just killed this at break even, but I decided, no, I'm just going to hold. I'm going to stick to my game plan here of not moving my stops. And so I did get stopped out there. But basically a break-even trade. I think on the Apex account we made $2, which I really don't like. That's a chance that I could get denied if I can get that account to pay out. But I had a $2 winner, which is not really good. But in any case, the other account, the Tradeify accounts, was like a $3 loss or whatever. So break-even trade. Happy with it. No big deal. I was net red by like $5 or $6, and I should have just walked away at that point, or waited for a better setup. And then stupidly, not really stupidly though, I'm not going to say stupidly, I was a little bit aggressive in this entry. I was looking for my thought process on the Dow Jones here was, if we break the low of day from yesterday, I would look for a break and retest short, because we have the low of day, the daily 20 SMA, and we had the overnight low, all 3 of them sitting right here. And we got down to this point and we retested this overnight low, retested the daily 20, but we had not really done a break and retest of the overnight low. And I took this short, and I was really manufacturing this, looking for a quick little move down and get my accounts to green today. And then I had a distraction and I had to leave. And so I left my stop. My stop originally was set at like somewhere here, like, I don't know, 33 ticks on the Dow Jones or whatever. But when I had to leave, I just moved my stop up to my full $200 loss, which was really right at the overnight highs. And I left. And when I came back, the trade was all the way into drawdown up to right here. And so I watched this red candle and we started pushing higher, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I think this thing is going down. I think it's going down. But I finally killed the trade kind of in max pain at $150 loss, $140 loss. So the problem really was I was too aggressive with this. And what I should have done is I should have just left the stop in place. And typically what I'm doing for most of these trades is I will leave my stop at the $200 mark, but I will have a mental spot where I want to get out. And that's what I was doing here. But then when I had to leave, I should have just moved the stop to where I wanted to get out of the trade as kind of like a, hey, I don't want to lose more than this. And if it fails there, it fails there, because I could have got out of that trade with like a $30 loss per account, because I was only in with 3 contracts. So I really didn't manage this very well at all. And at that point, I was like, you know what? That was just such a stupid management. I'm locking myself out. I'm not going to take another trade on my funded accounts, and I'm not going to let this turn into a big red day. And thankfully, we didn't. So on the week, we're still green per account. Let me see if I've got that info here where I can pull it up. There we go. So this was Monday. Actually, this is not in the right date. This is supposed to be today. I didn't trade yesterday, but anyway, for 2 trading days, I'm still green by a little bit, break even on the Tradeify accounts, and up $95 on the Apex account. So that's a win, really. If I have to have a red day, so be it. But I do want to keep my red days to a minimum. Now, here's the crazy thing: I was right technically on the bigger picture on the day. We did end up going back up, testing this same area right here around the 44,900s. And then we rejected. So whatever, it is what it is. It was a bad execution. I'm kind of okay with the entry. What I really should have done is waited for the full break and retest of the overnight lows. Then I would have had the overnight low break and retest, the daily 20 SMA, and the not the overnight low, the prior day low, and the overnight low. So I would have had 3 things going for me on a short trade if that would have set up had I been more patient. So that's the thing that I did wrong there. But in either case, is what it is. It's not the end of the world. And we ended up having just this big old V shape with FOMC and the press conference afterwards, and then earnings end of day. And on the NASDAQ, what a ripper. We had a big sell-off here. I didn't even do the math here, but from the peak here in the morning, we were at the 23,587s all the way down to the 23,355, so about 250 points. And then we went all the way back up here to new highs once again at 23,686. So really in a few minutes here in the afternoon, we ripped up by several hundred points. In fact, the low here, 356, the high at 687, 23.3. So yeah, we gained about 300 points there in a few minutes. So just crazy move. This market is just, it's on steroids. The bulls are in control, and we had to pull back, below this level, actually all the way down to here, which was really a nice point, and we skyrocketed all the way up to new highs. So obviously earnings must have been really good on some of the major players that had earnings come out today. After hours, ES dropped down below this area here that we've been looking at and kind of retested right off this 63.73 area. So very interesting. I'm really kind of curious to see what tomorrow holds and where this thing goes in the after hours, and kind of where we end up tomorrow. But wow, what a market. Let's take a quick look at TradeZella. We're really not in too bad a shape, but today 446, it shows a 16% win rate. Technically, I did have one win, that stupid little $2.38 winner on that Apex on the first trade there. But I mean, I'm really looking at it as a 100% loss day. But we ended up at 447 today, 3 accounts. Monday we were at 547 with 3 accounts, so we're still up $99 on the week, and hopefully tomorrow we can have a decent little day. And if we can,
canceled.
we'll be, and I'm getting an order canceled.
Order canceled.
What the world?
Order canceled. Order canceled.
I don't have any trades open. Must be because of some blown accounts. It's running order canceled because it's after 5. But anyway, so yeah, we're down 294. If we can have a $300 day tomorrow, we'll at least be break even on the month. But the main thing is I just want to keep this thing going and have some green days here to round out the week, Thursday and Friday, and just keep this going. A red day here and there is really not a bad thing. It's just a matter of keeping it to a minimum and not letting it blow up. And I did a good job with that today, so happy about that. So anyway, we'll see where this thing goes. See if this thing rips to more new highs in the overnight session, or if it happens tomorrow. Crazy. But hey, I hope you guys had a great green day. I hope you did well on the FOMC. If you traded that this afternoon, it was crazy. And keep on trading well. That's the goal, right? All right, I'll leave you with that. Take care. Have a good night. We'll catch up with you on the next one. Take care, and so long.